All right. Okay. So how does this work? So you guys are actually watching Eurovision in America. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Who would have thought?
I host a party and we get a huge turnout even not just to watch it, but also just monthly parties where people just come out and dance. So we have artists.
That's awesome, man.
We have artists come over we've had people come over from like Montenegro and the UK, and next month we have the guys from Norway coming. So there's,
Nice.
we're a city of immigrants and people from all different backgrounds. So we've got, we've got the flavor.
That's true. My sister, she lives in LA. So I'm flying to the States like every 3-4 months. So, and sometimes I'll fly through New York, because it's like, sometimes it just like makes it easier for some reason. So you just fly to New York, then I think Chicago, and then you go to LA or something like that. Sometimes it just gets weird, the flights. Yeah. But yeah, man, I always love to, like spend at least 1 or 2 days in New York. It's bumping with life. It's crazy.
Well, the next time you do that, you have to give me a call.
Definitely will, man. Are you crazy? Of course, man. It would be awesome to, plus, fun fact, I've actually never been on a party in New York.
Well, period. Yeah, here's your chance.
Yes. And I mean, obviously, because why? Because it's not that easy for a tourist to go on a good party in New York. Like, you have to know people, I think. So.
Yeah.
Like usually, like the best parties that I've seen in New York is the parties that I've never been to. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it's just like pictures and videos of my friends who just knew a guy who just went on a nice party in New York. Because parties in New York are epic, but you have to know someone. Otherwise, you're just a tourist who just goes in there. You're like, okay, so this is Times Square, cool. So this is Broadway, cool. So this is, I don't know, Brooklyn Bridge, amazing. And then it just spits you out. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's doing New York. If you don't know, you don't know somebody.
Yeah. Well, we'll take care.
So that's what's been happening.
And we're gonna play your song because it's such a party jam, I think. Why don't we talk about it? Because I've been listening to it. I'd like to know a little bit about the meaning for you.
Well, the meaning. Oh, it's actually. Thank you. That's a very good question. The meaning is, I'm half black, half white. My mom is from Prague. My father is from Angola, capital Luanda, which is southwest Africa. And so like growing up, like it was amazing. Obviously, like Prague is amazing city. Czech Republic is amazing country. But there was like I was the only black kid in my school. I was the only black kid in the elementary, in the kindergarten, like wherever I went to, I was always like the first kind of like kid that was different. And like people let and kids. They're not it's not that they're mean, but they know how to tell you that you're different, like so like you have all kinds of like songs about you hear it, like the Chernobyl, it's hard to translate, but like it's been going on. And obviously like it makes you stronger if you know how to like deal with it. My mom was extremely good with this, because she always used to be like, I always come to my mom, I would be like, yo, mom, I don't want to go into the school, they laugh at me, because I'm black and stuff. She's like, so what do you want to do? Like, you want to run? You think it's going to be different in another school? No, you better, like stand up for yourself and, like solve it. It's nothing I can do, man. I can feed you. I can do all kinds of shit, but I'm not gonna babysit you in the school. What do you want me to do? To come there and tell people the kids not to, it's just going to get worse. So just deal with it. So my mom was like that. She was like, like tough mom, because I didn't have a father. So like she took, like both, roles. Mm-hmm. And so that's what the song is about. It's just like, okay, mama, they can say what they want, you should let it go. Because tonight I will show that I can stand and dance on my own. Like I can do it by myself. Like I'm good. You're right. Like I can handle it. So yeah, that's basically the song. But I didn't want to be like, I don't want to be like a crybaby in the song. I just wanted to be like, yeah, I can handle it and I can have a good time still. And like, And so yeah, so that's how I was writing it. It's just
Yeah.
like it's trying to put like my life into it, you know. So it's like if I'm supposed to, you know, represent, you know, my country, but at the same time represent myself, I have to say like how I grew up and like, you know, what I've been through, you know. It has to be about me still. So yeah, that's how I did it.
So thank you for that explanation. I think that this song is really resonating a lot with a lot of the audience, like a lot of the fans. Do you think, have you gotten a reaction from some of them about the meaning, or is everybody just like, this song is a great like party song, it's fun to listen to?
Yeah, no. I have it's usually actually the kids that are growing up in here who are of a like different ethnicity, but still different, you know. So I have, because there's like a lot of kids from Asia, from Vietnam, you know, from China. There's some kids from and like actually adults as well, like from Middle East, from Africa, you know, students and stuff. So they go after the meeting, and they really appreciate it. Like, you know, like there's somebody who speaks about it, and locals they love it for the jam, and because as I said, I try to make it still like, you know, anyone should be able to relate to it, because it's not just about ethnicity or color. It's also about, you know, I have friends who you know who had trouble coming out, you know, as gay people here in Czech Republic, especially because, you know, it's just people are very conservative, and it's I think it has something to do with it just takes time, you know, like people have to get used to, you know, that stuff is not gonna be always just like, you know, black or white, or just the way that they've been you know, that they've been learned that it's supposed to be. But it's just like people are just gonna be more and more creative, more and more diverse, more and more different. They're gonna have different tastes, and it shouldn't be your problem, you know, and you should just like support it. So that's something that like I think, you know, a lot of countries will have to learn, and you know, a lot of people can relate to this song because of it, I think.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I'm fascinated by the video too, because you've got this story and you have this sound that's, you know, one thing, and then you're in there with an Iron Maiden t-shirt. Right?
Yeah.
How did that all come together?
That's a very cool question. I am like my mom, she grew up listening to rock and roll, and when I was growing up, like we didn't have that much money, so like the only thing that you could listen to is what your parents would be listening to, because CD would cost us 600 crowns. That's, I don't know, $25 would be a CD, you know. So and like that time you couldn't just like make illegal copies in here. It wasn't that simple. So you just listen to what your parents listened to. So my mom listened to, like, you know, Iron Maiden, Pink Floyd, Aerosmith. Aerosmith was my favorite. Like I love Aerosmith to death. I don't know, Rolling Stones and stuff. So it just kind of grew on me, and then I was doing professional snowboarding for a long time, and rock and roll would be like the best thing to listen to when you're going to jump something crazy. You just needed like that power, you just needed like that rage and stuff. So you would need something a little bit harder to, you know, to be like, ah.
Well, I love the mixture. I love the mixture of the genres there, because you have one sound, and then the people in your video, including yourself, have this like almost punk rock look to them until your clothes come off, because that shirt doesn't stay on very long, right? Like you were getting like very hot in here with, you know, removing layers. Yeah. So it's I could see why people are responding to it. It's a great package. A question for you though, like if someone discovers you now through this song and this process, what are some of your other material that you might say, hey, check this out too? What, like?
Yeah, well, I here in Czech Republic, I'm known as, like, my full name is Ben da Silva Cristovão. Like that's a Portuguese name, because as I said, I'm half from Africa. So as people can find my music as Ben Cristovão, which is the full name. Like I'm using a shortcut, Benny Cristo, because it's just simpler to tell people, yeah, I'm Cristo. My friends, my producer in Toronto, he calls me Cristo. He doesn't even call me Ben. He calls me Cristo. And then my family and my close ones, they call me Benny. So I just made like is just Benny Cristo. But like if you type in YouTube Ben Cristo, then like there's a lot of music coming out. Like I've been doing music for 10 years, so I did all kinds of stuff, all kinds of styles. I did some in English as well. I have a song called Mowgli.
They don't want me in my country. I'm an orphan, Mowgli. Somewhere there must be place where I find peace. It might be nature, mountains, pet country. I'll find it, trust me. Somewhere there must be. They don't want me in my country. I'm an orphan, Mowgli.
Which is in English, which is actually about me snowboarding and about the stuff that. See, this song is more like open about everything. But there's a song called Mowgli, which is more about the topic that I was talking about. It's in English. It's like a house song. So that one kind of might tell you more about like that part of my life, I think. And yeah.
Well, thank you so much for making the time for me this afternoon. And
are you crazy? Thank you for all these questions, man. They were epic, man. I love when somebody has good questions, man. That's priceless.
Hey, I will tell you though, if you are very New York, you would fit in very well. Your speed, the way you talk, you sound like a New Yorker.
Really?
Yes.
No, but you know what? I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call this a bluff, man. Because I know.
No.
Listen, when I speak, I can hear my pronunciation. I really try to sound certain way when I'm talking, but when the words are coming out, I just feel like it just sounds more like Russian, like, sort of. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it doesn't sound.
But New Yorkers, it's not about the pronunciation or the accent. It's about the speed and the cadence and the excitement, and you've got all of that. So you're gonna do great.
Thank you, man. That's nice to hear. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks
Well, best of luck to you, and I'll be watching closely to see what you do next.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for this. Thank you for your time and for this opportunity to actually talk to, like people abroad, man. That's awesome.
All right. Good day.